Hello, hello. How are you? I'm Teresa with Teresa Rene Art over on the Pentart page today. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me know when you're on. Make sure to say hello. Excuse me. Hope everybody's having a good start to the holiday season. We are going to be doing some holiday creating today. But let me know when you're here. Hope you guys can all see me fine. Hello, Brenda. Can you see and hear okay, Brenda? Just let me know. Make sure we don't have any technical difficulties. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, hello, hello. It's been a minute. I'm not sure I even was on last month, but I'm back and I have another live also scheduled for December. So I'm excited to be here. We just got back from a cruise, a family cruise for Thanksgiving. So I have not been live at all in a while. This is my first live in a while. So super glad to be here. Hi, Isabel. How are you? So I have met most of you. Some of you I have not met. So those of you who I don't know, let me know where you are from. Isabel, where are you from? We tend to bring in people from all over. We have viewers in Europe, some in the US, and mostly Hungarian, though. Erzsébet, I know, is in Hungary. Hello, Trina. We did. We had a great time. It was awesome. We got to swim with dolphins. It was so awesome, you guys. I'm going to have to spend some more time talking about these dolphins. So if I get a chance, I will talk to you guys about, oh, Isabel, you're in Texas. Okay, awesome. Hello, Varvarigo. I am sure I'm not saying your name right, from Greece. All right. Well, thank you guys. Today, we're going to be working on a nutcracker themed project. And I'm pulling out so much good stuff today. I can't wait to show you this project, you guys. I have a lot to do, though, so I've got to get started. We've done enough chit-chat for now. I've got 1 hour here. It's not as, I don't have as much time over here as I usually do on my other page, although they tell me I can go over, but I personally do not have as much time today because I've got to take my kiddos to a couple of appointments. So I'm going to have to make it snappy and then right on time today, you guys. So hopefully you can see that. I'm going to switch to a wider screen here. What we're going to do a canvas. This is a regular canvas. This is 11 by 14. And we are actually going to decoupage. Here, let me straighten this up a little bit. We're going to decoupage the canvas. Hello, Miriam. Hi, Jill. We're going to decoupage the canvas with this beautiful paper. This is from Decoupage Queen. You guys, most of you know already that Decoupage Queen is my paper company. And so our kind friends at Pentart are always so gracious in asking us to use our own paper when we're on here. Sorry, I'm just trying to straighten up my angle here, you guys. I'm sorry for all the back and forth. I feel like I need to move over a little bit, but we'll do it when we get there. Okay, so this is Decoupage Queen paper. This paper here was designed by my friend, Avetta, and this is called For the Spines. I'm going to be using it as a wallpaper. So what we're going to be making, I don't know if you guys have seen the Nutcracker ballet, but there's this iconic scene from the ballet where it's nighttime. It's like the night before Christmas. The tree is all lit up. There's presents under the tree, and the Nutcracker is there. And then there's Clara, kind of like hanging out by the tree. So we're going to try to recreate this nutcracker scene here. And we're going to start by decoupaging. This paper here is going to act as some wallpaper for the room. And again, I'm just using a canvas. And a canvas would be the best choice for this project. I will show you why as we go, and then it's going to all sort of start to make sense. So I actually measured out, because I want this exactly halfway. So I actually measured out where the halfway line is. So I'm going to put this line exactly halfway on the top and the bottom so that I'm perfectly straight on here. And I first need to get this paper on here. So this is for the spines. I don't know the number, but this one was designed by my friend, Yvette Ziadina. This is from her line, Dainty and the Queen, which we carry, Decoupage Queen. Okay, so we are going to get this on here using the Pentart decoupage glue in matte, which is my favorite of all time. We're going to get this on here. Ooh, you know what? And I said we're going to go exactly halfway, but my line did not match up quite right. So let's try this again. There's that line right there. And what is going on? I'm like, I had this all sorted out this morning. You guys, I'm a little off my game, I guess, right now, because like I was expecting this to just be the easiest part, but I'm getting a little tripped up here. I'm like, what is going on? All right. So, and I don't want to tear my paper. Okay. There we go. That looks better. I'm like, what in the world? All right. So we've got that lined up. Perfect. Let's come back over here. And I think I was experimenting with my camera angle for the part when I come on and talk to you guys, because I have this awesome wall of windows behind me, which is awesome. And I wouldn't change that for anything. But what happens when I go live, the camera on my computer is facing this wall of windows behind me. And it makes this crazy glare, and you can't see me very well. So I was trying to reposition my camera, and I think that kind of prevented me from preparing anything else. I did do a lot of preparation already. I painted some of these molds already, just because this is going to be a pretty involved project. And I figured I could demonstrate a couple, but I don't need to sit here and paint molds the whole time I'm live with you. That would kind of be boring. So I did do a lot of preparation. I've got it all over here. We'll sort through all that in a little bit. But first things first, let me get my paper on and get this party started. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put this glue all over the top. And then what we'll do is we'll set this off to the side so this one can start drying while we're doing some other things. And I'm going to show you all the molds that I've used. I have used I'm using about 7 different molds for this project, you guys. And I was like, you know, it started, basically what happened is Prima came out with those nutcracker molds this year. And then both IOD and Prima came out with these gorgeous Christmas trees this year. Both of them are just phenomenal. I actually have both of them. And then LeBlanc came out with the gift box mold this year. And I was like, what is, it's like all these companies for once decided to cooperate with each other and produce molds that all work together. I don't know. Like, nobody called me about that, but I love it when that happens, because so often a lot of these designs are like, you can only use this brand with this brand, you know, but I love that the ones this year all seem to kind of go hand in hand. Okay. Yes, Miriam, correct. This paper was actually a fall paper. This one was from our fall release. So I'm going to put this off to the side and let that start drying. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I've got here. So this is a window. This is actually the cabinet door from the Zuri Curiosities cabinet. And we're going to make ourselves a little window, like a little view we're going to be able to peer to the outside on our scene. So what I have here, this is a piece of, this is matte board, and it's already white, so I don't have to paint it. And this is the winter or woodland trees, actually, from the Decoupage Queen Winter collection. And we're going to make this cute little scene that you can see through the window in our room. Okay, so this is the outside. So let's go ahead and get this on. Same way. We're just going to decoupage that onto this matte board. Who haven't I said hi to? Hi, Shannon. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for jumping on. I think I said hello to everybody else. Okay, make sure to say hello if you haven't said hello. I love meeting new friends. You can follow me on my Facebook page at Teresa Rene Art. Miriam, would you mind dropping, or Cindy, would you mind dropping the link to my Facebook page if you have a minute? And that's how you can follow me. Now, when I'm not crazy busy with kids, I do try to go live twice a week. However, the holidays, you guys, I just can't really commit to that over the holidays because things get a little crazy around here. I've got 3 kids, most of you know, but so they've got Christmas concerts and, you know, choir practice and just nuts. I mean, my schedule has just been nuts. So, of course, and we like to do our family vacations and stuff too. So anyway, especially at the holidays, though, it just gets so hard to plan anything. But, you know, in the spring and summer, I'm all yours usually. So anyway, follow me and eventually you'll see me live on there. Depending on how far we get on this tonight, I may pop on at some point. I'm probably going to have to finish it. So you'll probably see me again later this week to finish this one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. The glaze paste and all the shimmer stuff, you guys, those have just been to die for. Okay. So these are the cabinet doors. This is from the Zuri Curiosity cabinet. And these are the cabinet doors, the fronts of that mold, which I thought made the perfect little window here. I have already, in the interest of time, I have already painted this bronze. This is the Pentart bronze metallic paint. I already painted it just to save us a little bit of time today, because you don't want to see me sit here and paint molds the whole time. And I would show you the bronze if I could find it. It's around here somewhere. It'll turn up, I'm sure. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take some heavy body gel, and we are going to glue this to the back, or to this white board here. Okay, and it's going to start to warp a little bit on one side, ever so slightly. The way you deal with that, you can take a little bit of water and just mist it on the other side, and it will flatten right out. Okay, good enough here. That is totally fine. So I'm now just going to take some heavy body gel, and I might need to get a fresh one here because this one's a little on its last leg, you guys. I use a ton of this stuff. And I'm going to glue this down to my chipboard there. And get that on real good. Let me grab another one because that one's almost out. Heavy body gel. I have like 20 of them around here, so where is it? Here it is. Okay, here it is. Let's get this new one. Let me toss this old one so I don't keep trying to use it. Like I said, I use this stuff constantly. It's my favorite. I like it because it grabs real quick. It doesn't slide around. You don't have to sit there and press it. It sort of does that work for you. You guys hear me okay still? My microphone is not directly in front of me like it usually is. So just want to make sure you guys can hear fine. All right, so this one's going to go over here. And I'm not worried about that little seepage. Thank you, Trina. Thank you for confirming that. Not too worried about that at the moment. And let me get this one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let me get this on here. And so I was thinking, like when I started the concept for this piece, I was thinking like, I don't think I can do, like that's going to be way more involved. I just don't think I can do it in an hour. And I said, well, if I can prep a few things ahead of time and just sort of have it all laid out and ready, you know, maybe it will work. So I just say that because this is going to be a pretty involved project, but I do have to finish. I have to stop in 1 hour because I've got to go take my daughter to the orthodontist. So I say that on the chance that I don't get very far or far enough along. I will finish this live with you, but it would be, the remainder of it would be done over on my page at Teresa Rene Art. So, and I've had to do that a couple times with my Pentart lives. A lot of times I'll start them on here and I don't know if I just get overly ambitious with the Pentart lives or what, but like like, you know, because I want them to be really cool projects. But it's hard to do those kinds of projects in an hour. All right, so I'm just cleaning up all that extra glue. And now I have this beautiful window scene. Okay, so how can I make this scene even better? Well, I could probably use a little bit of, I'm going to actually use chameleon varnish today. You could definitely use shimmer glaze, but I'm with the shimmer glaze. I'm not going to be able to see as much of this beautiful backdrop as I want to over decoupage. If I wanted to mute it down, that one would be fine, but I really want it to be just more sparkly than anything. So I'm going to be using the silver chameleon varnish. And then I'm actually going to put pouring glaze over the top of this window once it's dry to kind of make it look a little bit more like a glass window. Okay, so we're going to be using silver what's it called? Chameleon varnish, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. Okay, so there, we've got a little bit of sparkle behind there. And don't worry, I'm going to use some of the new products in a minute. All right, so let me dry this. Let's get that dry. All right, this piece is wanting to lift up a little bit, so I'm going to I'm going to kind of move this off to the side, and I'm going to put a jar of paint on it. I do need to do one more thing though. I have to put what we're doing. We're going to make some panes. So we're going to make some little window panes. So I have already cut a couple of pieces to make those little panes. And now I just have to find them. There's like little, here they are. Okay, so these are the little, it's just a little casting of the, just like a little section of this mold. And let me get my bronze paint again. Let's see. I don't remember if I used, yeah, it's antique copper, you guys. Sorry, this is the one, antique copper. It looks bronze, but it's actually antique copper. So I need this just a little bit more painted. And then these are just going to be like the little panes, you know, that separate the different panes. The framing, I guess, is what it's called. Okay. So put that off to the side. Actually, while I got that here, let me come and paint that there. And then paint this side so we don't have any black showing. I used I used Alumilite black resin to cast these. That's usually the one. Of course, you could use the Pentart ivory resin. That would be another fine choice. All right, so let's set that down. And then what I'm going to do here, just going to dry these for a minute. Okay, I'm going to leave those alone for a minute and move on to something else. I just need those to dry, and then I'm going to glue them down inside there. So the next thing I'm going to do is start painting some more molds. I've already started painting some of these nutcrackers and stuff. This is one I painted last night. I have a little ballerina. I painted her last night. I have some gift boxes that I've painted already using the Pentart metallics. And I'm going to paint a few more things. I probably won't be able to paint all of it. I've already painted the Christmas tree, but I'm not going to show you that yet. You have to wait for the Christmas tree. Okay, so let's paint this holly. We're going to use a couple different colors here for the holly. Let's see. I think we're going to use a little bit of ivy green and a couple other things. Find them. Oh, we're going to use this one. This is the metallic green, the ivy green. We're going to use both of those to paint the leaves on this holly. I've already painted the stems red just because I had the red out last night. Okay. You guys, even though these white, just a PSA here, these white things can get a little yucky and gross over time, but they really do protect your paint and keep it from drying out. So if you can salvage those and continue to use it, it's really a good idea to, let me zoom in a little bit, to keep those white covers on your, over the top of your paint as much as possible. Another thing you can do is use saran wrap or plastic wrap over the top when you're covering these so that they don't dry out. But you really do need some sort of barrier between the top of the paint and the lid to keep it from drying out. And that is going to enhance the life of your investment, because we know this stuff isn't cheap. So you want to make sure it lasts as long as possible. So I'm using both the ivy green. One's a cool green and one is a warm green. And I'm using them both on these leaves. The reason I'm doing that is because I find it to be pretty boring when you paint something 100% the same color. And in nature, when you look at something, the things that are darker in shadow tend to be a little bit more on the cool side. And the you'll get these doppels of warm colors where something is hitting the sunlight. So one leaf can be both warm and cool at the same time, depending on how it's floating in the wind. So I find that it kind of adds to the overall look. And I'm not blending them together to make a new color. I'm dotting them on independently. Okay. Yes, I'm not like trying to clean my paintbrush each time, but for the most part, you can see there is some blending that's happening, but for the most part, you can see the separation. It just makes for a more interesting look. Okay, so there's that. And that. And I really think that the combination of these two colors makes a very lovely Christmas color. Looks like I have some more berries to do too. I had a couple more berries that I missed last night. Sorry. Thank you, Joe. That's what happens when I try to zoom in too much. Okay. So I'm going to show you all the molds that I used so you can see. I don't know the names of them. Honestly, I just take them out of the bag and use them, but I'm sure somebody here will know the names of them once I show them. All right, 2 more to go. And this is going to go at the top of my window. So all this holly is going to kind of go at the top of my window. I have a couple little spots where I over poured, but I'm going to use that to my advantage and just kind of make it part of the scene. Whoops, don't want to do that. Okay, let's put this one here too. All right. All right, very good. Done with that. Let's go ahead while we have some blue out, or this blue green. Let's go ahead and use it on one of our Christmas tree Christmas boxes. We'll go ahead and paint this one green here. And this one can maybe be green and silver. And then we'll do another one that's silver and green. Okay. So there's a green one. These little boxes we're going to have to paint more than once. This one I'm going to do the bow in the green. You know what we could also use? Let's use delicate metallic instead. Let's use that. Delicate white gold. And I do this like I do it so I don't have to think of all new color schemes every time I paint boxes. So I tend to reuse some of these schemes. So here you'll see I did red and gold, and then I did gold and red here. So they look different, but it's just the same colors done in reverse. Okay. Put that off to the side. Let's do let me go ahead and clean my desk for a second. Hold on 1 second. Let me get too much paint everywhere. Yes, I used black resin. It's a Lumelite. is what I use. It's what I usually, I buy it by like the 2-gallon because I use so much resin. I really have to buy it in very large quantities because I use so much of it. Okay, so let me show you how I would go about doing a skin tone. Okay, so see, she's got a nice peach skin tone here. And I'm going to basically do the same thing with this ballerina. So I did one coat already because what I use the Pentacolor compact powder for skin tones. And you have to do probably 3 or 4 coats of this color on, particularly on the black resin, to get good coverage. So I've already done her once off camera just because I knew it was going to take me a couple coats. So I just wanted to show you what that second coat starts to look like. And then we'll do one more coat also. So it's a much better, so see the difference here between 1 coat and 2. It really starts to show up. So you definitely need to layer. But I use this all the time for skin tones. I usually kind of start with this color as my base. And I'm not worried. I'm probably going to get a little bit on her dress and her hair. Let me put my glasses on so I can see. I'm not too worried about that because I'm going to come back behind with the right colors for her dress and her hair once I get the skin tone right. So it takes a good bit to cover up that black. And yes, I did bring my reading glasses this time so I can actually see what I'm doing. I think I did a live on here one time painting really small details and I couldn't see anything. So this is so much better. I should use these all the time. Okay, so, and then we're going to do the same thing with this other nutcracker with his face. It's the same exact thing. So this face, I painted it probably 3 or 4 times to get that peach color. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And again, this is the Pentart compact powder. And, you know, if you have a magnifying glass or reading glasses or something and a super tiny brush, you can definitely get all those facial details as well, which I do plan to do that because I really want it to be great, but I am not going to do that on camera. And let me show you. So I'm going to today, I'm just going to kind of leave it like that just for purposes of demonstration, just because it takes a lot of patience and concentration and it's going to take me a while to get all those details right. Because if I mess up, I have to go in and paint it and repaint it and blah, 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 which I don't want to spend my time doing right now. So you get the overall idea. And I'm using, it's like 2.0 reading glasses to see. So it's a very tiny paintbrush. You can even get tinier. They make these little liner brushes that you can get also. Here's one, okay, where you could do eyes and such. Okay, so I am going to do that. I'm just not going to do it right now. All right, so first I'm going to come in and decide on a theme. And I'm almost thinking that I might follow my same format and just kind of do the reverse of this guy. So I did bronze and blue. And so I think I'll do blue, overall bronze with blue highlights instead of the other way around here. So let's do that. The colors I used sparkling blue, which I love. Oh my gosh, I love that color. And then I use the antique copper. I keep calling it bronze, but it's the antique copper color. So let's paint him. And let's get my paintbrush. And that might be the last thing we paint before we start assembling, because we've got some assembly to do. I still have some more tricks up my sleeve to show you. Okay, so let me put this back down. Let's get both of these colors open. Okay, so here I'm going to do him in reverse. So I'm going to paint his leggings and his boots the blue color. And then I'm going to paint all this trim up here in the blue color. So it's basically the same way I painted this guy, but just sort of reversed. So we have a lot of little details here that are a little bit challenging to see. I think I need to paint, I think what I need to do is paint his top bronze first and then come in behind it with the blue. And I don't want to paint his beard. But these molds are so good. This is the Prima. It's from the latest release, the 20, whatever it is. What year are we in? 2023. This is from the 2023 release. And I think I'll go. Let's do, oh, he's holding gift box. I'm like, what is all this stuff? He's holding gift boxes, you guys. That's pretty cool. All right. He's holding gift boxes. I'm like, what color should we make those gift boxes? Let's make them red and green. Let's make them red and green. So we're going to grab our green. Let's use this one. And our metallic red. All right, so this one. And then we can always put a little bit of wax over this too to bring out some of these finer details. And then we'll do the green here. And then why don't we use a little bit of silver. This is the Decor Metal Silver. So we'll use a little bit of that on the packaging. Okay. And then I'm going to use that silver down here too, since I did that same thing down here. So I really, I wanted to show you kind of how I would do one of these detailed paintings. I didn't want you to miss out. So that's why I'm spending the time to do this, because I did want to talk you through, a lot of times you could totally just paint it one color and then add wax and it would be fine. But I really think that sometimes these mixed media pieces can really come to life if you'll just take your time and, and really kind of focus on some of the details, right? Remember, it's not about how fast you finish the project. It's about how much joy it brought you making it. All right. And I personally enjoy watching all these little small details come to life. All right, so we're also going to give him some brown hair. He's going to have some brown hair as well. Hi, Dana. Hi, Sue. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, thank you. All right, now let me touch up here. I got a little bit of blue I need to touch up. And that's okay. Like if you overpaint, just come back behind yourself and fix it. Just fix it. That's all I got to do. All right, now up in his hat, here we used blue. So this time we're going to use bronze up in his hat. And then we're going to actually make his crown silver also. And then the other thing I want to do before I move on is I'm going to work on his beard. We're going to give him some brown hair. Let's give him some brown. So this is a different color. This is the Decor Metal in chocolate. Okay. There we go. So now he's got a beard. He also needs some hair up here. Probably some eyebrows. We'll give this guy some eyebrows too while we're at it. Let's get him just a little bit of eyebrows. And over here. And you can see, like, you can see where the lines are for the eyebrows and the eyes. Okay, I'm not going to do the eyes right now, but he's mostly done. So I just wanted you to get an idea of how I would do some detailed paintings with these molds. And it didn't take that long. It looks harder than it is, quite honestly. All right, so let me close these up, move these off to the side. Let's get our pink lady. These off to the side. So what I did with my first ballerina was I actually used a combination of the rose and the Bourdon to paint her pink. So just move this out of the way. When this dries, I'll come back in and I'll paint his crown silver as well. But there's that guy. Okay, so I got my 2 nutcrackers most of the way done. Here's my ballerina. And I'm mixing up. I'm just going to mix up, like, because I want this pink is pretty light here. And I wanted it a little bit darker. So that's why I'm adding a little bit of red to it to make it a slightly darker shade of pink. More like a darker rose. And then that's what I'm going to do on her dress here, making sure you can see. I think I could go even darker. Okay. So I'm going to paint this one all the same color, this darker pink. And then once that dries, what I'll do is I'll come in behind and then I'll hit the tops of it with the lighter pink. So the secret to painting these small detailed molds, and this is my, just from painting hundreds of these things, is layers. It's to paint, you know, is to paint multiple coats of the same color to get the best coverage that you can. And then once it's all dry, you can come in with some other colors to add some other details to it. Like, for example, in my Nutcracker's face here, one of the things that I can do now that he's painted is I can take this same pink and mix that with a little bit of the pink that I just made, and I can add a little bit of rosy cheeks there. Okay, so layer up your base colors and then come behind and hit your details. Because if you try to get all those details the first time out, you're going to end up with a mess. So don't worry about the details the first time you're painting. Just get that paint on. And you can always add layers, okay? So right now, this is not how she's going to look when she's done. She's got one layer. So just to kind of show you here, this one has several layers of paint and then a little bit of highlighting over the top, whereas this one only has one layer of paint still. So give yourself grace, allow yourself the time that you need to do that. All right, so let me move these off to the side as well. And we'll do just a couple more boxes. And this one, so I wanted to do this green here, this one and this one. I wanted to do this with the delicate metallic. So I'm doing the opposing colors, and I'm just choosing 2 colors for each box. I'm not going crazy here. We're just doing 2 colors. So I'm using the delicate metallic and dark gold. And okay, there's a gift wrapping line there, and I'm using that in conjunction with the ivy green here. And I missed a ribbon over here. I've got a ribbon here that I need to paint ivy green. And, you know, I don't have the steadiest hand, but so I usually the first coat or whatever can look a little bit messy. And then I'll just go behind and like touch up all my mistakes. So I do not have the steadiest hand in the world, though, when it comes to painting. So if you don't either, then you're in good company. Okay. All right, so there's that. I've got 5 minutes left. Wow. All right, so I'm probably gonna have to go a little bit over, you guys, because I want to get these two painted, and then I'm gonna show you how it's gonna all come together. All right, so there's this. And then as you're doing your next coat, you'll be able to see if you miss something, and then you just hit it. You just go back over it. Okay. So it's really these layers that are going to make it look tied together. Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Bye, Brenda. Okay, you guys. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to work on this tree. Let me paint this bow red first before I do that, because that's going to be important. So this bow here is going to be red. So I want to paint this bow red. And you know, I probably have about another hour of painting to do with all the details that I'm going to do on the face and on the dress, etc. So I'm not going to glue anything down right now, except for maybe the window. But I am going to show you how I'm going to put it all together. Okay, so let's flip this over for a second, because the next thing I wanted to show you has to do with this tree. This tree, and I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to show you what I did here with this tree. Okay, so this is the IOD tree, and I've already painted this off camera. But what I did was I did 2 coats of the emerald green glaze paste. I did 2 coats. You have to let it fully dry, okay, in between coats, and it takes a while to dry. So like I put 1 coat on, I let it dry overnight, and it was pretty thick coat, okay. And then I came back the next day and I put another coat on and I let it dry. And then I took a little bit of this green. This is the regular green metallic, and this green gold metallic. And I sort of just dry brushed that into the branches a little bit to give it a little bit more contrast. Okay, and then I let that dry. And then this morning, I put this on it, the crystal paste. And that's that beautiful glittery glitter that you see. Now, there's no way I could have done this live, you guys. So that's why I'm talking you through it, because of all the drying time on that glaze paste. But I wanted to show it to you, okay? And I just love it. I'm so happy. So just hold on to your hats, though, because the next thing I wanted to show you is what I'm going to do to this tree. We're going to add some lights to it. And I discovered this when I was making ornaments, that you can actually poke holes through resin with this crocodile tool. Let me show this to you. And so we're going to poke some holes through this resin. This is the crocodile tool, and I have it set to 1/8. And you can actually poke holes. I've already done a couple. You can poke holes through resin. Okay, so the best way to do it is to heat it up. Again, so this is fully dry, and if you heat it up, it'll get softer. You can definitely poke holes without it being heated. Yeah, you can poke holes without it being heated. but it's much easier if it's a little bit softer. So you want to poke your holes either while, like when it's fresh out of the mold, or after you've softened it up a little bit by heating it. And I'm just using a heat gun. And we're going to poke some holes through it. So it's just getting a little bit softer, just to make it a little bit more pliable. It's not going to liquefy, it's just going to get a little bit more pliable. All right, so now that's warm, and we're going to poke some holes. So see how easy that was with this tool? And I'm kind of going to spread them out. Look, and I'm using the 1/8 tool. And I'm going to feed some fairy lights all the way through this thing. And I'm having trouble getting in the middle of it, but that's okay. I don't necessarily need it all the way in the middle. Or I can find another way to get some holes in there, maybe some sort of trying to kind of do it before it hardens back up, because it will harden right back up. Okay. Oof. See, now I got myself stuck. Okay. So I think that's it for now. All right. So that's what I'm going to do for now. I might add a few more off camera. But I wanted to show you. Okay. So then what you can do is you can take your fairy lights. Okay. And it's better if you turn them on. And then you can start. So what I do with the fairy lights, if you fold them and kind of stick them in long ways, they hold. Look at that. So we're going to stick them in long ways, and I am going to come back in with some tape and sort of tape it all down. Just to keep them secure so they don't fall out. But look how nice those are going in there. You can actually do this with canvas too. Poke holes through a canvas and stick some lights in to illuminate a picture. But I think it's just really cool that you can do this with resin. This is my new favorite thing. Okay, so let me get these fed through, and then I'll flip it over and I'll show you. So I did use new products. I just wasn't able to show them to you on camera due to time constraints. But I did use the new products on this project. Okay. So flip this one over. See? And then you could totally just come in with some tape and tape this all down so they don't fall out. And then when you get that heavy body gel on there too, they're going to be really secure. But that 1/8 is like the perfect size to fit these. Don't make them any bigger because they'll just fall through. So I'm going to secure this down with some tape. Once I'm going to come back through off camera, you guys, and I'm probably going to add a couple more holes when I have a little bit more time just to complete it. Okay. So look, boom, you have a lighted Christmas tree. And I just think that is so cool that we have that you can do this, you know, look how cool that is. And it's not overwhelming. It's just really, really neat. Okay. So I'm going to turn this off for a second. Let me talk about what to do with that wire. Here's my frame that I started with. You would have thought that would have been mostly dry by now. Guess I used a lot of glue. All right. So this is how it's going to go down. We're going to take this one. This is our window. Take my window, which now wants to stick to my table. All right, so we're going to take this window. This window is going to go right here, right in the middle. Not with all the garbage. This window goes right in the middle. These go along the outside. And this tree goes right in front. Okay, so since this is canvas, what I can do is I'm actually going to, and I'll go ahead and turn these lights on for full effect. So since this is canvas, what I can do is I can actually cut a little slit right here and feed this wire through the back and then attach it to the back. So let's do that real fast so I can show you. So I'm just using a sharp knife and I'm going to cut a little slit right here. And I know my paper's not dry yet. I'm making a mess, but that's okay because it's going to be covered up with the tree. So I'm going to poke that right through and pull the extra through the back to hide those wires. And this would all be glued down with heavy body gel, you guys. Okay, so my wires are now out of sight, mostly. Okay, and try not to pull any out of my, I did pull one out of my hole, but I'm just kind of showing you the concept right now. So, and then this would go on the back and it would get tucked in. You're going to have some extra lights. You could either punch holes and do them up at the top, or you could just leave them in the back. That's fine. This holly is going to go up here along these branches. And somehow, how did we do this? I had it all set up the other day. Okay, so this is going to go right along here. I have another one somewhere. Here it is. This one is going to go right here. I know, scrapbooking tools, right, Terry? I mean, seriously, who knew? And then this is going to go down here. So I'm just laying out the scene so you can see what it will look like when we're finished. Because I don't want to leave you without that. And then you have all these beautiful gift boxes. Your two gentlemen are going to go side by side over here. And look, we've got a couple more little holly pieces we can add there. You can either add those there or down here. Probably down here would be better. And then you start layering your gift boxes. I know I have some that aren't painted yet. That's okay. I'm not too worried about that at the moment because I'm just showing you the overall idea. All right, and then you get your little gift boxes glued on there with heavy body gel, and then your ballerinas go right over here on top of this holly as like the finishing touch. So you guys, this was my vision, my concept. Again, I'm going to put, I've got a lot of details to finish, but I'm going to put some pouring glaze in the windows. I'm going to do some details on these faces. I'm going to add a couple more hole punches here. Of course, I have a few more gift boxes to paint, but I really think I'm so happy with this project. And I'm just so excited. The Nutcracker has been one of my favorite holiday traditions. Year after year, my family goes and sees it. And so to be able to do a project that kind of pays homage to that is just so exciting. So anyway, and then you get trees that turn on and off. How cool, right? You guys, thank you so much for joining me. I can't believe how much we did in an hour and 12 minutes, but I have to go now to go get my daughter. So thank you guys. I'll announce over on my page when I can come back and finish it up. I don't know when that will be right now, but I will keep you posted. And I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your Thursday. All right. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.